WandaVision's final episode has arrived, and there is a lot to unpack. The series finale pits Wanda Maximoff against Agatha Harkness, and not every character is left standing when the dust clears and the hex is dissolved. If the finale has you confused as to which character Evan Peters is actually playing, and how all these feds into upcoming MCU movies like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Captain Marvel 2 Fear Not. Here's a full breakdown of the big reveals in the finale and why these two post-credit scenes are so significant. Wanda able to beat Agatha at her own game and release her magical stranglehold on the residents of Westview, but she loses her entire family in the process. This is one of the most interesting things that we will see. Given their unnatural origins, neither Vision nor their children can exist outside of the hex. With the hex gone, so is this Echo and the original Vision and the two sons who were never fully real in the first place. Wanda's recreation of Vision was able to unlock the dormant memories contained within his counterpart's mind. This Vision now remembers everything up to the point where he was killed in Avengers Infinity War. But as we'll probably see, regaining those memories is only part of the equation. As for Bill and Tommy, it's widely suspected that the two characters will return as teenagers in a future Young Avengers project. In the comics, Wanda is also forced to give up her twin sons after learning they were created from aspects of the demon lord Mephisto. Only much later is it revealed their souls are freed and both are resurrected in new human bodies. Ever since Evan Peters appears in the final scene of episode 5, Marvel fans have been wondering one thing. Is Peters actually playing the Quicksilver from Fox X-Men universe? Or is he some sort of imposter? Sadly, that doesn't appear to be the case. The final reveals Pietro as Ralph, to whom Agnes has been alluding all along. His real name is Ralph Bohner. When Darcy said Wanda recast Pietro, she was right on the money. Ralph is literally an actor, one of many Westview residents unlucky enough to be drafted into Wanda's fake reality. The fact that Marvel cast Peters in the role seems to be more a red herring than a sign of the boundaries between the MCU and the X universe are breaking down. Agatha Harkness turned out to be the closest thing this series has to a main villain, but unlike most MCU villains, Agatha actually survives the final battle. She has a much worse fate in store. As the series ends, Agatha is the one person in Westview still trapped in Wanda's fake reality, doomed to live out her life as Agnes, the nosy neighbor. Given that Agatha is basically a magical vampire who's been alive for centuries, we have no way of knowing how short or long that life may be. The final hints Wanda will eventually return to Westview to consult with the much more magically knowledgeable Agatha. This suggests the dynamic between the two characters will eventually shift in more cosmic inspired direction. Normally, Agatha is depicted as Wanda's supernatural mentor. And if there is one takeaway from this episode, it's that Wanda is in desperate need of a teacher. Speaking of ties to the next Doctor Strange movie, we get some pretty big clues to how WandaVision sets up the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The final confirms one running theory surrounding the series. As we learn, Agatha is indeed in possession of the Darkhold. That supernatural tome also played a big part in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Runaways, though it's unclear whether this is the same book or a copy. Again, WandaVision final episode didn't give us the big mystery villain reveal many were expecting. It really was Agatha all along. That doesn't necessarily mean that series hasn't been setting up a major villain for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, however. Specifically, there is more reason to believe Nightmare is fast approaching. Prior to the final, there were only a few subtle clues that could be interpreted as tease for Nightmare. But the final episode wades a bit deeper into those waters. As we learn, the residents of Westview were forced to enter Wanda's nightmare whenever they slept. They seem to have become a sort of buffer, helping Wanda keep her grief at bay. That feels an awful lot, like a hint of darker things to come. As for Monica, WandaVision seems to be directly setting the stage for her role in Captain Marvel 2. The mid-credits sequence shows her being approached by a Skrull agent, working for Nick Fury.